everyone. Good evening. Hope everyone's doing well today. Let's go ahead and get started. So, today we're going to be talking to you all about if my car was getting repossessed. If my car was getting repossessed, this is what I would do right now. Okay. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. Now, by the way, we do get asked a lot of different ways via email, things of that sort. Can we help you improve your credit score? The answer is yes, we can. We can help you improve your credit score, qualify for homeownership, or lower your monthly car payment. What we do is we provide you a custom game plan. We look at your credit report and we tell you exactly what you need to do step by step to not only improve your credit score, but to accomplish your credit goals, just like we helped all these people right here in front of you. Scan the QR code or click the link inside the description below to learn more. All right. So, the first thing that I would do, you need to take a look at your credit report. Why is that? Okay. You want to see what your scores are looking like because we need to make some moves fast. And we have a very short period of time to do this. So we need to make some moves fast. Okay. So within 30 to 60 days, the repossession will show up on your credit report. All right. It will show up on your credit report. Okay. And so here's the deal. You need to look for any errors, including in any incorrect dates, amounts, or if it shows as a voluntary repo, which means you gave it back. Okay. So now, and then of course, dispute anything that's wrong. So let's take a couple steps here. Okay. Number one, if you are about to get your car repossessed, if you can avoid it, avoid them picking it up. So it's easier if you make the arrangement for them to come pick it up. Okay. If you make the arrangement so they can come and actually pick it up, that's a good thing. Okay. That's a good thing. Why is that a good thing? That's going to save you some money. Okay. That's going to save you some money. Okay. And how that saves you money is if they send the tow truck to come and pick up the vehicle, then now that's going to add on towing fees. Okay. So then they have other fees that magically pop up because they know it's a repossession. Okay. Repos aren't cheap. Repos, no, $300, $400, $500, $600, just going to be extra. Okay. So if you can arrange a voluntary repossession and you can arrange a drop off or a pickup, that might be a little bit easier. So you can try to avoid as much cost as possible. But you need to know where your score stands. Why is that? We're going to get to that in a second. Okay. So the next thing is going to be now you need to settle or negotiate the deficiency balance. Okay. So this is how repossession works. They take the car, whether they take it voluntarily or involuntarily. Okay. And then they're going to take it to an auction. They're going to sell it at the auction. And most of the time, the amount of money they get at the auction is essentially the car's fair value. Okay. The car's fair value. Okay. So keep that in mind. Give me 1 second. Grinder says, listen, you gotta let everyone know I'm going live. You are right about that. I sure forgot to post about that. So here, let's see here. I'm live right now. And I'm gonna put this in here. That way you guys know to find me. Give me 1 second here. Grinder, you right, man. I gotta make sure everybody knows what's going on. All right, so did that. All right, so now let's go back. So now here's the thing. That's what you got to do. So now that you know that amount of money, let's say I'm gonna give you guys an example so we can have some real numbers here. Let's say, for example, you owe $15,000. Let's say you owe $15,000. Okay, but the car is worth, let's say it's worth 8,000. So they take the car, they sell it at the auction, they get the 8,000, right? But at the same time, you owe, let's say, 15,000. So now that's going to be $7,000 difference. Okay. Now there are some things that you can do since you still owe that amount of money. You're probably thinking, well, man, I still owe them. Yes, you do, because you signed your name on the contract based on what your agreement was with the bank or the lender. Okay. And so now you still have to pay that money. Now, some people do, they say, oh, I'm not going to pay it. That's how repossessions show up on credit reports, or they file bankruptcy or whatever. But if you put those type of things in place, then that's what you want to do. You want to go ahead and grab that as soon as you can. Okay. So here, check this out. After the auction, you still may owe money. That's called a deficiency. You want to try to settle that balance or negotiate a payment plan to avoid lawsuits, wage garnishment, or a collection. I forgot to mention that, or collection. Okay. So that's what that is. All right. So again, that's what you need to do. But I got another way around this. So stick around, guys. Stick around. I got a way around this. Okay, we'll talk about that in a second. Next, you want to talk to a credit specialist ASAP. Some of you had no idea what a credit specialist is. I am that credit specialist. I am that credit specialist. Okay. Now, it doesn't have to be with me if you don't want to talk to me, but I will say this. I will say this. You need to talk to someone. You need to know what your options are, guys. You need to know what your options are. Okay. You're not by yourself. You're not by yourself. It's okay to ask for help. Someone put that in the comments. It's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask for help. This is where an expert can help you save time and money. A credit strategist can guide you on how to rebuild your credit faster and minimize the long-term damage to your credit profile. Okay? This is huge. Why is this huge? Because most people will get a repossession and they'll just try to do one thing. They'll just try to get it removed off their credit report, but the person hasn't changed. See, some of you all think that you've changed just because it's no longer on your credit report. Some of you all think that you've changed just because you have increased your credit score. You have to change. The habit has to change. What led to the repossession has to change. Either the income has to change, or you got a car that's more reliable, or you said, I'm actually going to pay my bills, or whatever that is. I don't know what that is, but you have to make the change. Okay? This is bigger than credit. These things are attached to credit. You say you want to buy a home, that's attached to credit. You say you want to get a credit card, that's attached to credit. But it's all based on our habits. It's all based on our knowledge too. What we know. A lot of times we make decisions and it's not the best decision, but it's based on what we know at that time, right? Someone put this in the comments. We don't know what we don't know. We don't know what we don't know. Okay. And so it's my job to take you from not knowing to knowing. It's my job to help you, to guide you and say, this is what you need to do. This is why I wanted to make this video, because I've been seeing in the comments, we pay attention to the comments, guys. We get over 100 comments a day, but we don't catch them all. But we see what people are dealing with. We see what videos people are watching. We pay attention. My team pays attention, and we're seeing that a lot of our repossession videos are starting to get some views. So we said, let's give people a refresher. Let's give you all some fresh information. Okay. So that's what we need to do. We got to rebuild fast. We got to know where we are right now. Right. We got to know where we are right now so we can change it. What else do we need to do? Credit specialist Calvin, let me tell you, you need to buy another car right now. You need to buy another car right now. ASAP. Okay, ASAP. Here, I know you guys can't read that bottom line. Let me see if I can fix this real quick. Give me a second. I'm gonna still be talking to you guys while I fix this in the background. But check this out. This is what, listen, you have a very short period of time right now. Very short period of time. And here's what we got to do. We got to move things along. Okay. We got to move things along. And we got to move quick. Why do we have to move quick? Here's why. If you try to buy a car after that repossession hits your credit report, I promise you, you're not going to like the results. You won't like the numbers. Okay. You won't like the numbers. Here, let me make this a little bit bigger. And then let me make sure I can actually see this. Hopefully it shows up. Okay. Here we go. All right. We got action. All right. Oh, I got to redo this. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. So now, if you try to buy the car when the repossession's on your credit report, guess what ends up happening? Your credit score is lower. Then it also shows the repossession on your credit report. So when you're trying to say, hey, let me borrow more money, bank, let me borrow more money, that doesn't make sense to them so quick, because now they're saying, well, wait a minute, we just saw you get out of this relationship with this repossession. But if you do it before the repossession, there's a handful of banks that know you're about to have a car repossessed. It's called kicking the trade. It's called kicking the trade. Any people from the car industry in here? Kicking the trade. Y'all know what that is. What does kick the trade means? Let me tell you what that means. That means the bank is allowing this person. This is how it works. You're about to get your car repossessed, or it already got repossessed. you go try to go get a car, they run your credit. They see that you have an open auto loan. An open auto loan means that there's an auto loan that essentially is still open. Just because it's been repossessed, it hasn't closed yet because again, it's going through the auction process, whatever. It's not closed on your credit report and it's not closed in real life yet. That's that 30 to 45 day window, right? So maybe 60 days, possibly. Check this out. What you got to do is you have to go to a dealership. And don't worry, I got a dealership for you to go to. Matter of fact, I'll put that link inside the chat. Let me put that link inside the chat right now. If you all need access to this, this is a nationwide service. They help people. They only work with dealerships. They only work with dealerships that work with people that don't have the best credit scores. Okay. I'll put that in there. Let me know if you guys can see that. I'm gonna put that in there again. Okay. So that's what you want to do. Okay. And I'll be in the comments in a minute, guys. I'll be in the comments in a minute. Don't worry. I got you. Put your comments in there. Okay. Let me know. So here's the thing. Now, there's a handful of banks that will allow you to get another auto loan while having an open auto loan. They know you can't trade in the car. So they allow you to, they don't allow, but technically they know you're not trading in the vehicle. So now you have to pay a higher interest rate. You're more than likely have to put some money down. We'll talk about that in a second, right? That's the route you got to go. Okay. Now, as crazy as it sounds, this is the best time to buy another car. You better do it. And if you say, well, Calvin, you know what? I'm not going to do it right now. No problem. Try to do it when that repossession is fresh, when that repossession is 1 month old, when that repossession is 2 months old, when it's 3 months old. Your score don't went down, right? They see it. Now you got to explain. No, do it now. Somebody put in the comments, do it now. And so I know some of you all thinking, well, Calvin, how could I get approved when I got proof that I'm not paying somebody else? That don't mean nothing. You just don't know. You don't know the game yet. I'm telling you all the game. This is the game. This is the game. The dealers, these banks, some of these lenders, 90% of lenders won't give you another loan. They won't, because they see that you obviously have been late. That's what leads to a repossession. Late payments, missed payments, usually missed payments, right? Missed 2 or 3 payments, you'll find out who really owned the car, right? Sometimes I talk to people about between auto loans and auto leases. And sometimes people with auto loans, they'll say things like, well, you know, I don't want to lease no car. I want to own my car. I get it. There's nothing wrong with that. You can listen, there's nothing wrong with that. But you will know who the real owner is if you miss 2 or 3 payments. Okay. You don't own that car until that title's in your hand. But anyway, let's keep going. When you try to buy the next car, the lender, they have to approve you, and they're going to give you a higher interest rate, and they need you to put more money down. Okay. But guess what? Don't worry. I got a solution for you. I got more solutions for you. Okay. Watch this. Oh, you know what? Here, I did want to show you guys this before we go to our next piece. Watch this right now. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Let me see here. Let me fix that. Okay. It's fixed now. Okay. All right. So here, let me show you guys. Let me show you guys something. I want to show you all this, and let me see if it'll let me go back here. Is this it? There we go. Oh man, watch this. So here, now this is the 850 Club Elite. Elite, stand up. If anybody is with the 850 Club Elite, let us know inside the comment section. Go ahead and comment the word Elite. For those who don't know, this is the 850 Club Elite is our credit community where we're helping people accomplish their credit goals. Okay, so check this out. One of our elite members, Carla, shout out to Carla. She just refinanced her auto loan. Okay, she just refinanced her auto loan. Okay, let me show you all how she was able to do this. Okay, so now, long story short, what she did was she put herself in position. Okay, she put herself in position to go ahead. Okay, and she got a custom game plan. So I looked at her credit report. She told me one of her goals was to lower her car payment. Okay, so now she's been able to lower her car payment. Here, I'm gonna show you. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna share you with it, guys, so you guys can see it a little bit bigger here. It's a little bit bigger here. Okay, all right. So now you guys see right here. She refinanced her auto loan, and she's saving now almost $100 a month. Who in here? Listen, raise your hand. Let me know. Go ahead and put me inside the comments if you want to learn how you can save money on your car payments right now. Go ahead and put me inside the comments if you want to lower your car payment in 2025. If you want to lower your car payment this month, if you want to lower your car payment in 90 days or less, if you want to lower your car payment this year, go ahead and put me inside of the comments. Okay. Listen, in order to do this, your credit score has to qualify, your car has to qualify. Okay. And then all you have to do is refinance with a bank. Now, you can't do it in most cases. You can't do it with the bank that you're financed with currently. Okay. You have to go with a different bank. And I know a lot of banks that you can choose from. And we talk about this inside the 850 Club Elite, right? So again, you most definitely can do this, guys. You most definitely can do this. We talk about this in the Elite all the time. So shout out to Carla. Listen, Carla she's been inside the Elite for maybe 2 weeks, and she's already gotten approved for a credit card. She's already getting settlement. Listen, she's knocking her game plan out left and right, and now we just lowered her car payment. Let's keep going. The next thing you got to do, if you do end up getting another car, the next thing you got to do is you got to refinance your car. Now, you can refinance your car really after 30 days. But here's the thing. This is anybody. I want everybody to know this. Anybody can try to refinance their car after 30 days. The problem is if the interest rate is too high, okay, then that means you need more time. It's either that or you got to start making extra payments. But if you don't want to make extra car payments, then you have to wait somewhere between 6 to 36 months. Okay. And you want to keep trying every 90 days. It's a soft pull, guys. Soft pulls don't hurt your credit score. Okay. So if you want to try to lower your car payment right now, there are companies out there that do soft pulls. I made videos on this. If you need like more help and got questions, join the 850 Club Elite. We talk about that. Okay. But either way, now that you have another car, the terms are more than likely aren't favorable. So all we have to do is refinance the car. And if we're denied, we want to try to keep and if we're denied, keep trying every 60 to 90 days as applications are soft pulls. Okay. So that's what you want to do. You want to keep trying to refinance that car. Let's keep going. All right. Let's keep going. All right. The next thing you want to do, you can trade in for another car. Okay. Or lease. All you got to do is just try to pay it off. Here, let me move myself a little bit. I thought I sized this right. And move myself just a little. Okay, good. I thought so. Okay, good. Okay. You want to trade in for another auto loan or lease. This is now after you tried to refinance, or you just trade the car in. After some time, your score will be back in the 650 range. The repossession is still there, but most banks don't care. Banks don't care about repossessions. They don't care about charge-offs. They don't care about collections. They don't care about late payments. I know they tell you they do. They may care about it in the first 90 days. After that, they don't care as much, but you got to show them that you are rebuilding. See, the problem is many of you all are not showing banks that you're rebuilding properly. Okay. What most people are doing, they get a late payment, they try to get it removed, but they don't try not to have any more late payments, right? They say they get the collection, they get it removed, or they pay it. Banks want to know, can you borrow money and pay it back again? They don't want to see you just adding trade lines, which, by the way, you guys watch. I don't know if you guys watch my video. At the end of 2025, anytime you add on authorized use or you become an authorized user, you won't get a lot of points for that anymore with the new algorithm. You guys know that, right? The new FICO 10T, the FICO 10, and the Vantage Score 5.0. They're not going to be, when you add yourself as an authorized user, you're not going to get as many points as you used to. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. But either way, you'll be able to qualify for low interest rate auto loans and leases. You can also qualify for a home loan or credit cards. Okay. Okay. Now, what are some other things you need to be doing? You need to be rebuilding with positive credit accounts. Start rebuilding the right way with secure credit cards or rent reporting or credit builder loans or whatever that is for you. Everyone's situation is different. Okay. Showing consistent payments and those will begin to outweigh the repo over time. See, the problem is you're not rebuilding properly. Okay, check this out. Here's William Evans right here. He says credit score went up 32 points from getting his game plan. Right, man. Listen, Carl said the same thing. His credit score went up from a 563 on April 1st. Y'all see this? He was a 563 on April 1st. Now he's a 647 April 28th. Okay? This is real stuff, guys. These are real people. Okay? Let's go ahead and get into the comments, guys. I want to go ahead and see what everyone's talking about. Let me resize myself here. Okay, see if I can get myself in the middle here. I guess this is where we're gonna end up being at. All right, let's get into the comments, guys. So if you all know of anyone that is about to go through a repossession or they've had a repossession, make sure you tell them about this video. Okay, most people don't know that they have options. They have options. Okay, but shout out to the elite member of the day, Carla. Now we got plenty of success stories. Plenty. Matter of fact, let me show y'all what's really going on, man. Let me show y'all what's really going on. I got to show y'all what's really going on, man. People are accomplishing their credit goals out here. They are accomplishing their credit goals left and right. Let me show y'all what's going on. Okay. There are people in here that say, listen, I want to go into home ownership. Listen, people got goals. People have goals. Okay. I'm going to share with you all some of these goals that people are getting close to. Okay. So give me 1 second. Let me make this a little bit smaller here. All right, there we go. So as soon as you get to the 850 Club Elite, this is what it looks like. Okay. Now in our classroom section, this is where we show you everything. Okay. Our 90-day credit mastery boot camp. You still got time to see what that's all about. Then we have a weekly call, so our coffee and conversation. That's where I answer questions. Yes, you can join me every Wednesday at 8 a.m. and we answer your credit questions. We talk about your success. We have a book of the month that we've been talking about as well too. So that's on every Wednesday. Okay. Then if you want to learn how to increase your credit score, we break down everything you need to do. And you can see right here, based on your credit score range. So if you're a 300 to 600, a 600 to 700, 700 to 850, understanding how trade lines work, settlements. See, when you talk to a credit strategist, see, most people in credit, all they talk about is disputes. Let me tell you something. Credit is more than just disputes, people. Credit is all of this. This is what happens when you talk to a credit strategist. Okay, there's a difference. There's a difference. Okay, we're talking about what to do with your credit score, right? I want you to have that house. If you want to buy a house in 2025, put house in the comments. I want you to have that car. If you want a newer car in 2025, put car in the comments. Listen, I want you to get approved for business funding. Okay, go ahead and put money bag emojis if you're trying to get business funding in 2025. I want you to have lower car payments. All these things you say you want, which is why we have it here. If you say I want to lower my car payment, you click there. It shows you exactly what you need to do. If you need a personal loan, right? If you need, listen, I'm talking about we talk about everything in here. Let me go ahead and get back to it though, because I want to go ahead and get some of these comments so we can get up in here. Okay. Let me go ahead and pull this back up so you guys can see this. All right. So let's get back into it. There we go. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure I'm talking to the right group of people. All right. So CEO First says, I caught you during a late night. Yes, this is the late evening live for sure. All right. Appreciate you grinding. I most definitely, it's crazy. I had the post up too. And I was like, I saw the Carla post. I was like, man, let me talk about this. And I completely forgot about that. All right. Grinding says, I got so many increases this week. I couldn't keep up. So overwhelming. Listen, y'all see this? People they're increasing their credit scores, guys. They're increasing their credit scores. Everything is going crazy in here. Dino says, y'all better talk to Calvin. Listen, we in here. All right. LA Price says it's okay to ask for help. All right. Grinding says we don't know what we don't know. Right. Most of you all are holding yourselves back from the things you say you want to do in 2025. Okay. No more of that. The thing what I keep telling you all we're going to be focusing on this year. Two things. The things that's keeping you all, that's holding you all back from your goals is only two things: information and execution. See, it starts with information. You got to know what to do. Some of you all don't know what to do. You don't know what type of strategy you need. You don't know what the next step is. Some of you all don't know what the next step is, right? You get your tax refund. You don't know what the next step is. Your credit score went up. You don't know what the next step is. You got a credit card offer in the mail. You don't know what the next step is, right? So it's my job to tell you what the next step is for you. Now, don't get me wrong. You can throw Jello on the wall and see what's going to stick and just say, well, I'm going to try this. Let me tell y'all something. When you all are here at 850 Club, we're not trying things. We know it's going to work. Or even if we don't know it's going to work, even if we get denied, because my people get denied too. We don't always get yeses all the time. But I will say this, they go with a strategy, right? 95% of the time we're right. 90% of the time we're right. Okay? And so things happen. We can't control everything. But what I can do, what I have noticed is they say, listen, if I know for a fact what you need to do to qualify for homeownership, I can't control banks and all the rest of this stuff. But for homeownership, I know that for a fact. Okay. And so again, whatever that is, we talk about that and we talk about how to get you there. So my job is to help you all get there this year, whether you're part of the 850 Club Elite or not. I want to be clear. I want you to accomplish your goals just by watching this channel. We get people that send us emails all the time. We see it in the comments. Say, man, I've been watching you for years. I've been watching so many videos. You can accomplish your credit goals just by binge watching the channel. However, you can get there faster in the 850 Club Elite. I'm telling you. Okay. All right. Just want to make sure y'all know. Okay. Listen, Grinder for the Bag says American Express just gave me another pre-approval for one of their cars. Y'all see what's happening to this man? 9 months ago, 10 months ago, he was just getting a new card. You see what I'm talking about? Congratulations to you, sir. Keeping up the great work as usual. Antoine's in the house. 850 Club Elite is in the house. Antoine was showing us he's over there hiking in Colorado. I said, listen, show us what it looks like. He showed us what it looks like hiking in the mountains over there, man. Appreciate that as well, too. LA Prince says, isn't the late payments already on the credit report? Absolutely. But the thing is that banks, it's not that they don't see it, but they will overlook certain things in general if things get older. But it's not just how things get older. They need to see that you've done something. See, sometimes people will have a bankruptcy, but then they don't know how to rebuild after a bankruptcy. A person will have a late payment, but they don't rebuild after a late payment. A person could have a collection, but they don't rebuild it properly. You're not showing the banks what you are doing after a repossession, what you're doing after a charge off. There's a strategy behind this. Okay. They know people mess up. We talked about this the other day. Who do banks make the most money off of? There's three types of people. There's people that don't qualify. If they don't qualify and they get denied, banks are making money off those people. The second type of people, those are people that's got great credit. Phenomenal. They pay the lowest interest rates. Do banks make money off of them? Yeah, a little bit. But you know the next group, this is the third group. This is where they make the money. The people that barely qualify. If you barely meet the qualifications, that's how they make the money. I'm saying that to say they want you to barely qualify so they can make the money. They hope that you say yes to 15%. They hope that you say yes to 20%. They hope that you sign your name to the 23%. Now, believe it or not, it's not horrible because you can refinance. Here's the problem. Most people never qualify to refinance. Most people. Or even if they do, they don't even know that they can refinance. They don't know it. Mike already told y'all, we don't know what we don't know. So it's very common that a person will have terms that they don't like, but then they never stop they don't try to refinance. You got to refinance. You got to put yourself in a better situation. But people don't know this, right? That's what it's about. Grinder says, I got my auto loan check in the mail from Navy Federal yesterday. Man, congratulations, sir. Congratulations. Y'all need to know the story behind that story. He talks about the story inside the 850 Club Elite. The short version of the story is he had a balance on another car that he wasn't even driving. But just so essentially he got into a car accident, there was a balance that was left over. There was no gap, right? And he had to pay that. Some people just say, man, forget that. I ain't paying that. But Michael's on top of his bills. He said, I got to pay this. He says, is there a way for me to figure this whole thing out? I said, yeah. Call Navy Federal. Call this credit. You can do this. Sure enough, he has options. 2 weeks ago, we didn't have options. Now we got options. Credit strategist. See, again, some of you, I need to know your situation. I need to know your situation. You got to join the 850 Club Elite. Tell me your situation so I can tell you how to accomplish your goals. Okay, let's do it. Let's get to work. Mr. Laidback said, hey, Calvin, if I were to sign up with the 850 Club Elite, what credit monitoring system do you use? So we recommend Identity IQ or MyFICO. We're going to have another option here very soon. Okay, but as for now, that's the option. Okay, all right. And thanks for letting them know that too, grinding as well. Okay, Mr. Laidback says, I'm doing it now. Listen, welcome to the 850 Club Elite, sir. Grinding says Navy Federal didn't add my other car loan with the amount of money they approved me for. Got you. Okay, no worries. We're here. Keep me posted on that too. Before you finalize anything, Grinding. So you may have to talk to them again on Monday just to make sure that when you called Navy and you spoke to that lady, because don't worry, we're gonna figure this out. Because if they won't do it, we got alternatives too. Okay, so we'll make it happen too. KD says, you do not ever the manufacturer has the real title. I think it's somebody, yeah, if you don't pay them. Absolutely. Okay. So there you go. But Grind is in the house, Elite is in the house. Oriel, what's going on, sir? Florida is in the building. Okay. Yvonne says, TD Audio. TD Auto. Listen, absolutely. Yep. So listen, she says, we're going to lower that car payment, Yvonne. We're going to lower that car payment for sure. Oriel says, me and we. Okay. Richard is in the house. George, appreciate you being here, sir. All right. Booker is in the house. Appreciate you being here. All right. So listen, Grinding says, so it looks like Navy Federal will give you an auto loan, even if you already have an ongoing auto somewhere else. There you go. They just gave one for $15,000. Okay. And yes, Mr. Laidback, that's that FICO 10T. So people going to notice it for sure. Okay. They're going to notice that for sure. All right. And he says, Chris Mason said a personal loan. Yep. You can take out a personal loan as well as another option to refinance. Okay. Booker says, check this out, Calvin. I'm happy to say that following the game plan in July, I will have put myself in position to have all my credit cards paid except for one. And I'm working on that one right now. All right. So listen, we most definitely gonna make this happen for sure. Okay. Yvonne says, I can't submit the comment on YouTube. Can somebody please copy and paste this? These are my cars about to get repossessed. And it's a Model T Tesla. Please, 40% down. She says, oh my G, it's sent. Okay, there you go. No worries. We understand, Yvonne. I get it. Well, listen, we have to talk about that, Yvonne. So we're going to talk about that for sure. Tell me more about that too in the community so I can understand what you're talking about. If we need to try to sell that car or if we need to try to refinance it. Or I think you was also talking about another piece of that. I don't want to talk about it here, but I know we was talking about a piece of that as well too. So keep me posted on that as well. All right. And next thing was, let's see here. Grinder says, just so everybody know, to keep in mind, I have one inquiries, one charge off, one derogatory on my report, and it still didn't stop me. Y'all see this? He's talking about how he got multiple auto loan approvals, multiple credit card approvals, right? And they still have been approving him. I keep telling you all, it's not just about the negative items on your credit report, okay? It's more than that. They need to see what have you done recently. Yvonne says, I paid down a 40% down deposit, and I haven't paid like in 1.5 years. 1.5 years. It was reporting collections and closed off. I was never notified of a repo. Now I have an investigator trying to get the car. That's insane. Yeah, that's insane, Yvonne. So yeah, we most definitely go into that a little bit deeper for sure. But as for now, what I would do is see what is showing up on your credit report and then go from there. If not, worst case scenario, we may have to consolidate that. Okay, but we'll figure it out for sure. Okay, these my questions are sending. Yeah, we see it, Yvonne. It just takes a little bit to show up. All right, but either way, listen, guys. Let me show you guys one last thing. Let me show you all one last thing. I know you all are serious about your credit goals. I know you all are serious about this. This is why I keep showing you all this stuff. Okay, this is why I keep showing you all this. Look, Grinder says his Experian went up 33 points yesterday and 16 points today. Again, he's in the elite. I'm telling you. So here, check this out. Check this out. All right. So I'm going to show you guys this. Inside the elite, we got a section called Success Stories and Increases. They've been going crazy. Okay. Listen. George went from not having a credit score. Okay. He had no score. Now he has a 657 on one side, 653 on the other side, 662 on the other side. All right. He says he's moving on up. All right. Listen, he put into action the game plan. Okay. I'm telling you. Listen, Mike got plenty of pre-approvals left and right. Y'all see this, right? That's Amex. This is somebody who, listen, he's telling you this is grinding for the bag. I'm telling y'all. Okay. So again, some of you all don't think you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Okay. You can do it. Look, Antoine says, listen, my score is on the rise. The process is working. Okay. The score is on the rise. I've never been in the 700s. I used to just dispute, and I started learning and strategizing, listening to Calvin and the 850 Club. Truly blessed. Watch this. This was recently 661, and now he's in the 700s, guys. Y'all see this? Y'all see how stagnant that was? Y'all see that? This right here, we have to change. This is, some of you all are right here. Some of you all are right here. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to put this in here while we're looking at this. Hold on one second. Let me put this right here so y'all don't miss this. Where is it at? I thought I had this in here. I'm trying to find it. Where is it at? I thought I put that in there. Oh, you got to be kidding me. I thought I put that in there. All right, well. All right, either way. Here, I'll put it at the top right there, guys, at the left-hand side. So y'all see that QR code where it say 850 Elite. Scan that QR code to get with us today. I'm going to put that link inside of the chat here as well, guys. So listen, this is where you need to be. All right, but here, we're going to keep going. Some of you all are here right here. You see how that credit score looks? It's flat. Because what you're doing, this is how far you can go. Now, some of you all are stuck in the 300s, stuck in the 400s, stuck in the 500s, stuck at 620, stuck at 711. Not the store, the score. Okay? Stuck at 780, stuck at 820. No matter where you're stuck at, it's time to get unstuck. It's time for us to get some action. It's time to get you where you need to be. Okay? Congratulations to you, sir. Listening to the information, getting a custom game plan, following it. Right? Y'all see this? Look at this. Y'all see this? Navy Federal just approved them. Mike was just talking about this. Look, guess what interest rate? 6.09. He has a derogatory on his credit report. He's rebuilding credit. He has another open auto loan on his credit report, and they got the audacity to give him 6.9%. He didn't know that they was going to approve him. I knew that they were, because I know what these banks are looking for. I know what they're looking for. Listen, and you see how many people are excited for him? Some of you all are around people that don't get excited for you. You don't know if it's okay to talk about your goals. You don't know it's okay to tell people you want to buy a home. You want to live in a certain neighborhood. You want a certain bed and bath count. You want to drive a certain car. You want a certain amount of money in your bank account. And you can't say anything about that type of stuff because you're around people that's not going to celebrate you. Some people don't want you to have success. You're around people that want you to have success. Look at this. We show everybody love because everybody's got a goal. Everyone's got a goal. Look at this. Her credit card just improved. She went from a secure credit card to unsecured. Some of you all have had secure credit cards for years because you got the wrong ones. You got secure credit cards that don't upgrade you, or you're not using it right. Right? Listen, it's happening. We're paying off debt. Y'all see this? We're paying off debt. Y'all see this? Look at this. Y'all missing this. Look at this. A $20,000 pre-approval. Let me zoom in. Y'all see this? 20,000. Listen. Let me tell you all something. Whatever your goal is, we can help you get there, and we can help you get there a lot faster. All you need to do is get around people that's winning. You got to get around people that you can learn from. Some of you all think it's a good thing to walk inside of a room and be the smartest person. You can't learn that way. You can't learn that way. You got to get around people so you can learn. You got to become a student again. Some of you all haven't learned anything new since high school. Some of you all haven't learned anything new since college. Some of you all are waiting for your job to tell you what you're going to learn new. You have to learn these things on your own. right? It's only so much you can learn watching Netflix. There's only so much you can learn binge watching just stuff. I'm not saying don't have fun. I'm not saying don't have some entertainment. Do that. But at the same time, do know you got to invest in you. When was the last time you invested in yourself? I'm not talking about that trip you took. I'm not talking about some clothes you bought. When was the last time you invested in yourself? I'm not even talking about the 850 Club Elite. I'm talking about when was the last time that you poured into yourself? When you read the book, you grabbed the book, you read the book and said, I'm going to learn this about this. When was the last time you did that? When was the last time you was around somebody positive? When was the last time you was around somebody that was like, hey, listen, let's go do this. Let's do this together. You need accountability. You're an adult now. You've been beat up by the world. You need accountability. You need somebody to follow up with you. You need to be around people that's goal oriented. You need to be around people that's saving money. You need to be around people that's also got that say, listen, I want to buy a home. So do you. You need to be around those people. It's going to help you get there faster. I'm telling you this. Whether it's here, whether it's at a networking event, right? You need to be around it. I'm just letting you know. Okay, I'm just letting you know. But anyway, listen, guys, I ain't gonna hold you all up. Grinder says, listen, PenFed also approved me for 12,000. Capital One pre-approved me, and it's only been a couple months. George says, listen, we love this company for sure. We appreciate you being here, sir. All right, but here's the thing. Yvonne says, no, I don't need a loan. I just want to keep my car unless I take a loan out. Or you just got to get back on the monthly payments, then, Yvonne. Yeah, if you haven't made any payments and you still got the car, they could have been come and take that. I would just get back on the payments with them. Call them and find out what type of arrangement you can make as far as payments. Trust me, they will figure something out. Okay, I promise you that. Mr. Layback says, Calvin, you are spitting facts. Absolutely. That's why you guys are here. All right. I want to give it to you. I want to make sure you guys get the right information. But listen, greatly appreciate you all being here. Thank you all for being here. Listen, if you're serious about your credit goals, subscribe to this channel today. Right now, subscribe to this channel today, right now. But if you want to accomplish your credit goals faster, scan that QR code right there on your screen or click the link inside the description, click the link inside the community, or go to the 850clubelite.com. Or you see that down at the bottom. You guys see that at the bottom right there where it says text credit. Text the word credit to 708-346-5613. Again, text the word credit. If you're serious about your credit goals and you want to get there faster, text the word credit to 708-346-5613. I got to scroll it at the bottom of the screen, and we will see you guys on the next video